or you've watched previous videos, then you know that I am trying to trade on different time frames. I sat for a long time today just trying to figure out whether I should keep doing Thursday videos or not, or if they are helpful or not. But I decided, okay, let's just keep on going, I guess, until we decided it's just no longer worth it. And today was a struggle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get into it. I did a video previously on trading the weekly, I do believe. That was about 5 months ago. Like, what? That was 5 months ago? Doing YouTube videos for almost 6 months. That's great. Or about 6 months. That's perfect. Okay, so like I was saying in the beginning, if you watched previous videos, you knew or know that one of my goals for the year is actually to trade on a lower time frame. So that's what we're going to do instead of having, well, you know, if you're wanting to use the weekly time frame to trade, you have that as reference, but we're also going to do some lower time frames for reference for trade as well. And we're just going to simply use what we have and where the market is right now, and we'll go over a couple, like 2 or something, and yeah, let's just dive in. I'm going to actually start here with the GBP, and I'm gonna delete like all of this just to give us a fresh start so that we can start with a clean slate. Alright, like I had previously stated in videos before, I will be using the daily as like my direction determination. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. Looking at price to see where the direction is going. Still going to keep the candles in black because that is like the most easy for me. And I think it'll be helpful for you so you don't freak out when you see price going one way or the other in the future. Okay, so let's see what we got. So I'm just looking back to where price was. Now, maybe I don't need to look back this far, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to stretch this out just a little bit. This will take us back to at least like May of last year, which is perfect amount of time. So let me go ahead and get rid of that guy. I didn't realize it was still on there. So right now, where price is kind of holding, I do see somewhat of a level, so that's a good thing. I'm not going to make any, I'm going to do my best anyway, because you know I've been fucking it up, but I am not going to make any levels on the daily, so I am seeing kind of where price is at right now and seeing that was or is somewhat of a level, and price had touched there previously. I'm looking here, and then of course looking at where price is currently at to determine if that's going to be a major level when I decide to go back. So we're going to jump on over to, I'm going to go to the 4. So let's squeeze up the 4 a bit, just so we can see a little bit more. Let's keep this guy angle just a bit. Okay. Just so we have a little tiny bit more room. So from as far as I can see right here, I see a level. I'm looking and I can see a touch here, I see a touch here, and I see a touch kind of where price is almost at right now. So let's go ahead. We're going to get us a box real quick. Wow, that was rude. Let's grab a box so that we can see. We're going to use previous just as a guide for where price is. Okay, cool. So that's that. I usually try to put like 3 just so I can kind of get an idea as to where it's at. But let's see. Let's stretch it out a little bit more and see what's going on. Okay, this is actually, let's see, looking pretty good. Let's see. I see something up in this range. Even looking past here, it was here. So let's just, I'll use that too, just to keep you informed with the kind of where price was previously at. Cool. All right, so we are at about 2 now, and that will kind of give us an idea. So what I basically do is I do like one right above or kind of and or where price is at exactly, one below, and then I try to do like some outer perimeter ones so that when price breaks that level, then you know it's time to make a move. So I'm gonna actually go. Price has been kind of choppy lately. But let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. I don't really love what's happening. It's giving very much choppy, but that's okay. Let's see. This right here is to me looking like a level. And again, I'm looking, I can see the price is touching here. I see prices touching a bit here, and then I definitely see price touching here, even though it's on the inside. So because it's a little bit smaller, and I'm still going to use that price on the left as reference, but I'm going to start it right here just because it's a little bit smaller of an area that I just want to kind of castle. Okay, so this is kind of where we are right now. Again, I'm not really crazy about what the market is doing right now, but let's get down a little bit further, go to the 1 hour, and even maybe on the 15-minute or 5-minute where we would actually be executing, and see if we can see something maybe on a shorter time frame. So on the 1 hour, let's take a peek. I see a rejection here, which is pretty good, which means that remember that this is on the lower, so you have to remember that on the daily we may be looking at some type of consolidation. So any kind of trend that you see on the smaller time frame may not hold for very long. You may be able to get some pips, but it may not hold. So as of right now, I see that there's a level right here where it was rejected like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in this area. So let's go ahead and make another smaller one just so we can keep this little space on the radar. Okay. And it was even actually back here too. These two were in that space of where price kind of rejected at, even though it was still headed on the upside. So right now, if I were to go ahead and take a position on either the 15 or the 5, let's see what the 5 looks like. Don't forget your confluences. I would not be using the EMA as a confluence as it is underneath. Actually, you know what? If we were going on a short, that would be perfect. Of course, I'd be waiting for it to get below the EMAs, the highs and the low EMA, in order to use that as a confluence, but that's okay. We don't have to use it as confluence today. Let's just shoot on to another option. That's another thing. Like, it's helpful when one option is not working, you feel like that's not confluence, try your other ones. And then if you find that those are still not matching up, then don't take the trade. Also, don't forget to use your supply and resistance. Supply and resistance trading has been super helpful for me. And I hopefully it's been helpful for you too, for the things that I've been kind of teaching you in the weekly forecasts. So let's see. So right now, I feel like it's given very much consolidation, static energy. We may see price. If what I would be looking for if I were going to place a trade on the 5-minute for a short period of time on the short end, I would be looking for price to break out of this box. Oh, shoot. I'd be looking for price to break that box. Once price got through that box, which I can see price is obviously touching here on the 5-minute. Again, remember, if it's going to be on the 5-minute to 15-minute, it's not going to hold for very long. So you're going to have to try and get it in while you can. And I would only take it to the next level. So you would wait for price to break, close below. Even better if the EMA if price is underneath the EMA, then that way maybe the EMA can hold or you be used as resistance. And then I would simply just trade price down. That's what I'd be doing. That's what I would do if I were going to take that. But again, I don't always like to use a choppy market. And I'm sure that there are ways around kind of using the choppy market that are helpful and that work. But I just don't like it. So that is what I would do on GU because it looks a little funky right now. So I'm wondering what's going to happen when we hit here. Now it's a strong chance, and here I am going to give you the weekly forecast, the remaining week forecast. That's funny. we'll just have to wait to see what happens when price hits here, because as you can see previously, price kind of hit it a few times, and then it shot back up. So we could be in a state of consolidation for a little while because price is exhausted from all of this that it's previously done, and then we'll see some type of breakout. But because tomorrow is Friday, we may not see that until sometime next week. Okay, so let's move on to UJ actually. So for UJ, I actually lost this last week, and we can kind of go over it. There was this large news event that actually happened last week and I knew better. Stop loss should have been here to give me a little extra room, but it's like, who wants to put their stop loss all the way up here? Because what if you know what I'm saying? That was just a risk that I wasn't willing to take on. So I was okay with the fact that I got taken out down here. But that's okay too, because just because you lose a trade or you find that you've lost one because some type of detrimental news information, you can always get back in. So what has happened is price went up. What is that? January the 17th. Got me. Now I'm out. That was 2 days ago. And then I noticed that price was still kind of doing the same thing, playing around in the same area. And it kicked me out. So when price comes down, and back into, because it seems like it's still using the EMA as resistance, as well as the trend line that we set up as resistance. Even though it's gotten up there and it pierced, it did not complete, so it wasn't a close above. So, excuse me, I am out of breath. That is going to be completed as we're going to keep that. I mean, that's still going to be on the downtrend. If you want to scoot back to the downtrend, it looks like we are still doing really good in terms of like it being in a downtrend. I haven't seen anything as of yet that says that it may not. However, if you can see what I can see, you see that price, let me get my tool here real quick so that you can see. This was the last space, wow, it's so crooked, where price had actually hit, and then this space was not able to hit below this space. So now I'm looking at this like this could be possibly a reversal. However, until it does some type of break of the box, so I usually put a box, let's go back down to the floor, and then we'll go to the 1 minute and take a peek and see what the hell's going on there. But I usually try to put a box on like the 4 hour or the 1 hour that will let me know when a break of the box has happened. But even after a break of the box, we still have to pay attention, because if it breaks above here and we see ourselves getting above here, we get a close above the trend line, then you can bet that more than likely we're going in another direction, which is possible. Or I'll be waiting to see if it's going to break below here, and in that case, I want to see if it's going to break below. I'm like, why isn't that populating? I want to see if it's going to get below this previous higher low that was created back in May, and then that will let me know that the trend is continuing. So I feel like it's a strong possibility that we could continue down, but again, you know, this is a probability game. We just kind of have to roll with what price does. Don't be afraid to change it up if price changes it up. Like I said, if you lose a trade and you feel like maybe you just didn't give yourself enough room, which is my issue, then go back, get back in the trade. I think a lot of the time we tend to shut down thinking, oh my God, it's over with. We're no longer going to keep trading it. But I guess that's all in your risk management and what kind of plan you've set yourself up with. But me personally, I've learned that, okay, we didn't quite make it on that one. Not a problem. When price does what it's going to do, it's going to start moving a little bit more. I'm getting my ass back in. So let's go down to the 1 minute and take a peek and see what's going on. Or excuse me, the 1 minute, the 1 hour. So even on the 1 hour, if I was going to do a short term, see right now, I just would not do a short term trend because it's so like consolidation, so much consolidation. So I would wait for price to either get out of here and then go from there to see whether you could do maybe like a long position up to the trend line to catch a couple pips, or even, you know, down here or a little bit further actually down here to pick up some pips on the short end. Let's see what the 15 minute looks like. Alright, on the 15 minute, So, I mean, on the 15 minute, it looks like we're trading a little bit higher, but still not quite high enough to determine whether or not we are going to be heading in another direction. I will say on the 15 minute, there it can be a little more static. However, price is starting to get underneath, or excuse me, the EMA is starting to actually get underneath price. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for what exactly is going to happen next. Let's take a peek real quick at the 5 minute. Yikes, it looks so different in the 5 minute. Okay, so even here, like, I wouldn't squeeze this up a bit less. Sorry, I have like a runny nose. Same. I'm waiting. I'd be waiting. I would love to see this EMA hold as support, and then we could potentially make it up to the trend line, but we have to wait. So that is going to conclude today's trading. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any questions, or again, I say this after every video, but if there is something that you want me to take a look at or you want to have on the channel, just shoot me a message down below. I'd be more than happy to look it over. Thanks for watching. Get after it.